Hey, Inside Voomers and Muscle Car Maniacs. Today, we're diving into the world of serious horsepower, limited production, and eye-watering auction prices. We've curated a list of some of the most exclusive and legendary cars ever made, and a fun fact or two to go with them. Buckle up as we talk about 10 rare Camaros that could leave you drooling. Let's start with number 10. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, the muscle car Holy Grail. The 1969 Camaro ZL1 is more than just a car, it's a legend. With only 69 units ever produced, this beast came packing an all-aluminum 427 V8 engine that generated up to 550 horsepower. That's right, folks, 550 ponies back in 1969. This Camaro wasn't just fast, it was built for NHRA super stock racing, which made it a true track weapon. You can expect to fork out nearly $830,000 for one of these beauties today. And if you find one in mint condition, prices could come close to $1 million. The ZL1 didn't just change the game, it was the game. And here's a fun fact. In 2012, an original ZL1 Camaro with matching numbers sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's Lambo and Ferrari money right there. The 2002 Chevrolet Camaro SS 35th Anniversary Edition, a collector's farewell. As Chevy was bidding adieu to the fourth-generation Camaro, they decided to go out with a bang by creating the 35th Anniversary Edition SS trim. Under the hood, a 325-horsepower 5.7-liter LS1 V8, modified by SLP Engineering. With only 3,369 units made, these cars are highly collectible, particularly for their 6-speed manual transmission, which added an extra dose of fun for drivers. Today, a clean example of this final hurrah will set you back around $46,400. But trust us, it's worth every penny for that nostalgia factor. Fun fact here, this Camaro was the last model before a 7-year hiatus, and many feared the Camaro might never return. Luckily, it did. But this anniversary edition marks the end of an era. The 1993 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 Indy pace car. Racing heritage on the street. Remember the 1993 Indy 500? Probably not, but this Camaro certainly does. The Z28 led the pack in one of the most prestigious races in the world, and Chevrolet celebrated by releasing 645 replica models for the public. Decked out in black and white with eye-catching multicolored ribbons, this was no ordinary Z28. The 5.7-liter Gen 2 LT1 V8 under the hood churned out a respectable 275 horsepower, making this pace car rare and quick. A well-preserved example today could be yours for a modest $35,790. Speed and style, all wrapped up in one legendary package. Fun fact, the 1993 Camaro Z28 was the first Camaro to wear the LT1 badge, a legacy that lives on in modern muscle. The 1987 Chevrolet Camaro IROC-Z Convertible, king of the streets. The IROC-Z is a name synonymous with the 80s, and this 1987 convertible is as 80s as it gets. Sporting a tuned 305 cubic inch V8, this car pumped out up to 220 horsepower, and 744 lucky buyers got their hands on this top-down muscle cruiser. Today, a mint condition 1987 IROC-Z convertible can fetch up to $42,500, making it a retro classic that still turns heads on the street or at the local car show. Plus, it's got that irresistible open-air appeal. Fun fact, 1987 was the first year since 1969 that Chevy offered a convertible option, making this model extra special for Camaro lovers. 2020 Chevrolet Camaro 2SS 1LE, modern muscle with an edge. 2020, the year of, well, chaos. But amidst the madness, Chevy quietly built one of the rarest modern Camaros, the 2SS 1LE. With only 424 units produced, this car is a blend of modern muscle car and racing tech, featuring 455 horsepower 6.2-liter V8 and the 1LE track performance package. Expect to shell out around $100,000 for one today, but considering the rarity and sheer performance, it's a steal for a track-ready modern muscle car. Plus, that 1LE package is a game-changer for any serious driver. Fun fact, the 2020 Camaro 2SS 1LE was so rare, some enthusiasts refer to it as the unicorn of modern Camaros. The 1969 Chevrolet Yenko Camaro, the original bad boy. If you know your muscle cars, you know Yenko. Don Yenko was a performance legend who took stock Camaros and transformed them into monsters. The 1969 Yenko Camaro with its 425 horsepower 427 Ci V8 was one such beast. Only 201 of these bad boys were ever built, and they could rocket down the road like nothing else. Today, a Yenko Camaro in pristine condition can fetch between $239,000 and $481,000, and honestly, that's a bargain for a piece of automotive history. Fun fact here, these cars were so powerful, GM technically couldn't ship them as standard Camaros. They had to be ordered through the special COPO system, or the Central Office Production Order System. The 1970 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396, a big block beast. The 1970 Camaro SS 396 packed a punch with its 396 Ci V8 engine, producing a tire-melting 375 horsepower. With only 600 units ever made, it's a rare gem for collectors. 1970 marked the end of the big block era for Camaros, as emission standards in the infamous Malaise era loomed ahead. Today, expect to pay upwards of $117,000 for a top-condition 1970 Camaro SS 396. The power, the style, the sheer muscle. It's a must-have for any collector serious about Camaro history. Fun fact, the 396 engine was so potent that Chevy had to tame it down for future generations, making this model a swan song for raw muscle. The 2019 Chevrolet Camaro eCOPO, the future of muscle? In 2019, Chevrolet unveiled the eCOPO Camaro, a fully electric drag racer designed to push the boundaries of what muscle cars could be. With 800 horsepower and 634 pound-feet of instant torque, this car could sprint the quarter mile in 9.83 seconds at over 134 miles an hour. And yes, it could do wheelies. While it didn't meet its auction reserve, the eCOPO Camaro was expected to bring in between $425,000 and $525,000. This one-of-a-kind electric muscle car shows that the future may be green, but it's still fast. And another fun fact, the eCOPO Camaro could outrun some of its gas-powered predecessors while making zero noise. Silent but deadly, indeed. The 1967 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, a true pioneer. The 1967 Z28 is where it all began for high-performance Camaros. Built to homologate Chevy for Trans Am racing, the Z28 packed a 302 Ci V8 with 209 official horsepower, though in reality, it cranked out closer to 350 horsepower. Only 602 units were made, making it incredibly rare and desirable. A first-year Z28 can fetch anywhere from $63,000 for a fixer-upper to $153,000 for a pristine example. This is the Camaro that paved the way for the future muscle legends. Fun fact here, despite its racing heritage, the Z28 was not advertised much by Chevrolet, making it a bit of a secret weapon on the streets. The 1969 Chevrolet Berger Double COPO Camaro RS, a double dose of power. Last but certainly not least is the 1969 Berger Double COPO Camaro. With a special 427 Ci V8 and an upgraded suspension package, this car was the ultimate sleeper. Only 58 were ever produced, making it one of the rarest muscle cars to ever roll out of a Chevy dealer. Expect to pay between $114,000 and $269,000 for one of these rarities today, depending on condition. If you find one, snatch it up. This is a collector's dream. The last fun fact, the double COPO Camaro was so stealthy, most people had no idea they were looking at one of the most powerful cars on the street. And there you have it. 10 of the rarest, fastest, and most legendary Camaros ever made. Whether you're into the classics or eyeing modern muscle, these cars represent the best of what Chevy has to offer. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Your support means the world to us.